Hi guys, and welcome to round 6 Paul Ricard for FRL BMW M2 European Sprint Cup Championship. It's the last but one round before the final at Monza. But this track is going to be very interesting with that long back straight with all the cars the same. Do you think it's going to be a DRS train? The Munster is currently the fastest in practice, with Crossman not too far behind, Alan Sharp as well. So the times on the board are all from practice. We'll just wait for qualifying to start. We've got 18 cars out on track. As we are about to start qualifying. As Munster leads the way. This is a very, very long pit as Keller comes out. And Prentice is just out in front of him. As all the cars start coming out now to start qualifying. We'll just keep on board with Keller at the moment. So I'll just go through the team championship as it stands with the additional leaderboard. With the points as it stands, with Team OV on 709, Team FRTL on Amir Motorsport of 611, Golden Oldies on 596, CCR on 590, SGR Racing on 561, RW Racing 471, Wall Investigation Team 464, Howser Rejoin 450, Turn 1 Sim Racing 432, Geriatric GT 384, Redline Racing Team 273, GT UKR Racing 243, Apex GT on 181. So, 2 seconds guys. So just jump on board with Sharp. So as the leaderboard as it stands, with drop of rounds, the Team OV will still be on top spot with 587. SGR Racing will be 511. Team FTRL Mir Motorsport on 505. Golden Oldies 494, CCR 484, Turn 1 Sim Racing 432, RW Racing 411, Wall Investigation Team 403, Geriatric GT 384, Howser Rejoin 376, Redline Racing Team 244, GT UKR Racing 243, Apex GT 181. So that's the points as it stands. If the rounds were dropped, you just lose the worst round of the series. So if you come first in 6 of them and you come second in one of the rounds that gets scrapped, to just get rid of the worst round. As it looks, looks like everybody's out on track. Gedman comes around turns 2. Around turn 3. Have a nice drive out of turn 4. This is where you can go and grab a cup of coffee, grab a can, go toilet. This will be a very, very long straight, and it's going to feel like forever in them cars. But I bet it's going to be so much fun. No doubt there's going to be a DRS train, as Munster currently sends the benchmark with a 2:10.9. Keller coming across our line third. Currently, Apprentice is on third spot as it stands. This track can be unforgiving with track limits. The track is so open, easy to run wide, especially when you're fighting. Just jumping on board with some of the racers going around. Just over 9 minutes to go. Right, I'll take you through the standings. As it currently stands, Munster is on 327. Luke Prentice is on second with 304. Adam Sharp has 301. Andrew Tulloch in fourth, 295. Vaclav Pospisil in fifth, 292. Daniel Crossman is in sixth with a 278. Jack Prentice is in seventh with 263. With Reinhard Serpentine in eighth on joint points with Jack Prentice. We got R. van der Sloot is on 246, currently in 9th. In 10th is Sarah on 242. Gordon Brown is in 11th, 234. Serafino Gerbino is in 15th to 233. Christian Keller is in 13th with a 228. Chris Gedman, FRL, is in 14th, 211th. Verkerk is in 15th with 201. In 16th we have Daza Townsend with 198. Paul Trotman is in 17th with 192. Jack Barnett is in 18th with 186. Dima Nakmanov is in 19th with 135. In 20th is Jamie Christie with 121. Lee Colpitts is in 21st with 114 points. Micheletti is in 22nd with 91 points. Gareth Harvey in 23rd with 57. Zanov 24th with 48, with Mick Hartog on 14 points in 25th. Jablinski, Well-Beloved and El Green. Right, here we go. So that's the standings in the championship. We've got 18 cars out on track. With Munster, El Prentice taking the spot of Munster. Just as he comes around turn 7. Sweeping turns 8 and 9. It's coming around the final corner, turn 10. Can he improve in his time? And there's a little bit closer. does improve on his time. So, we just jump on board with cars coming across the line now and see if they can improve. Daza jumps up one place, and Sarah currently in 13th. Coming around the final corner, can he improve on his time? He stays where he is. Gibino coming across the start finish straight now. Can he improve? Currently in 12th. Whoop, sorry. He doesn't. The crossman's coming across the line now. Can he improve? Doesn't. Trotman goes up a place. Sharp is currently in 3rd spot. There are loads of cars coming across the finish line now with Tulloch. Can he improve? Stays where he is. Can Brown make a gain a few places? In 10th. The Surf 19 currently in 11th, coming across the line. So there was a lot of cars coming across the line and rather rapid, with Munster coming around the last couple of corners. Can he improve? He close the gap. Time still to go. He jumps up onto top spot. With El Prentice coming across the line now, can he make anything of it? Doesn't. Keller stays where he is. Daza coming around the last corner. Currently in 14th. He stays there. Sarah coming around the final corner. Can he jump up a few places? Improves on his time, jumps up into 9th. Gibino coming across the line. He's currently in 13th. Stays where he is. As there's cars coming across the line. Keller stays 10th. Sharp 5th. No, he doesn't make anything to luck. Stays there. Can Jack do anything? Stays 7th. Brown stays where he is. Surf 19 also stays there. Barnett coming around the final corner. Can he jump up a few places? Stays where he is. Munster losing out to Crossman. Mister stays where he is. With Prentice coming across the line. Stays there. Keller doesn't improve. Who else is out on track? Daza coming around the final corner. Stays in 14th. Can Sarah jump? No, he comes into the pit with Gibino coming around the last couple of corners. with Crossman not too far behind on provisional pole, makes a little bit of a mess of that. Can he make anything of it though? Doesn't. And Crossman can provisional pole at the moment. Can he improve? Doesn't. So the next couple of cars coming across the line. I can't. Verkerk stays where he is. Everybody's all bunched up. Talak, fifth. Prentice coming across the line in seventh. Can he make anything of it? No, he doesn't. But Brown coming across the line in the 11th. Surf 19 stays where he is too. So Munster is the closest to Crossman at the moment. Oh, he has a massive slide. Not that he'll just come into the pits now. Currently in second with Daniel Crossman holding top spot. Sakela is out on track around the final corner. Currently in 10th. Can he gain a place on Sarah? Comes across the line, he does jump up into 9th. So Daza coming around the final corner. Foot flat. He stays where he is. Gibino going to be the next car coming across the line. So all the cars when they come across the line will end qualifying. And as it stands in qualifying will be the race start for race 1 and 2 with Gibino currently in 13th. Can he do anything? No, he doesn't. So Gedman closely followed by Pospisil. Currently in 6th, Gedman in 17th. Stays where he is. Pospisil also doesn't improve in his time with Jack. The final car coming across the line in 7th. And stays where he is. Right. So Daniel Crossman is your fastest man out on track, just in front of Munster, the championship leader, with El Prentice not too far behind. In 3rd, Sharp will be in 4th, with Talak not too far behind in 5th, Pospisil in 6th, Prentice in 7th, Van der Sloot in 8th, Keller 9th, Sarah 10th, Brown 11th, Surf 19, 12th, Gibino 13th, Daza 14th, Barnett 15th, Trotman 16th, 17th is Gedman, Burkirk is in 18th, and that is this. That is the qualifying. So the qualifying, I'll just remind you, will be for the start of race 1 and race 2. So wherever you come in, race 1 doesn't determine where you start in race 2. The qualifying determines. And this being the last for one round before Monza next week. It's been a very, very eventful series, and I hope it continues, to be honest with you, because it's been absolutely awesome. This is the BMW M2 European Sprint Cup Championship. Currently at Paul Ricard, got 10 corners, one massive straight on the back. There's going to be a lot of cars slipstreaming another. DRS train in Formula 1 terms. But leading the pack will be, here comes man, Crossman, and I'll be back. Right, so race 1, track will be green, temperature 13, track 15. Crossman will be leading away, followed by the championship leader, Munster. Apprentice 3rd, Sharp 4th, Tulloch 5th, Pospisil in 6th, Jack Prentice 7th, Vandersloot 8th, Kellen 9th, Sarah 10th, Brown 11th, Serpentine 12th, Gibino 13th, Townsend in 14th, Barnett 15th, Trotman 16th, Gedman 17th, Burkert 18th. So we've got 30 seconds left to go. Everybody will be starting their engines.
20 seconds.
And I'll just sit back and watch action unfold and take you all through it. I'll try and get you as much action as possible.
10 seconds.
I'll normally go for telemetry as well and just see if I can get even the battles at the back, try and get everybody involved. So here we go. As Crossman leads the way. This is going to be the start of the last but one round before Monza. That's a Paul Ricard, FRL BMW M2 European Sprint Cup round 6.
Green light, give it all you can.
Ale, 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 it's there. As Crossman holds off the hungry pack of M2s coming down into turn 1. As everybody has gotten away, everybody's still on track. Happy days. There's a couple of them making a move on the inside. Crossman still in front. Comes around this sweeping right-hander into this left flat out onto the long straight. Foot flat. As there's a lot of bunched up cars. That's absolutely brilliant action coming down there. There's a couple of cars having a look, a couple of them bunched up in the back, trying to make a move. As Crossman holds them off. Looks like Sharp is under a lot of pressure with Tulloch. Tulloch having a look. With Munster losing out to Sharp and Tulloch as Munster looks on the inside of Tulloch, but Tulloch will have the better line. No, not on the brakes. Munster. Yes, Tulloch. Drive out of here now. Massive over the start finish straight with Crossman is still in front with a couple of cars behind, scrapping it out. With Munster still all over the back of Tulloch. Apprentice is not letting Crossman go. As we look at the other cars in the background, is there anybody going to make a move down into this corner? It's all going on there. As Crossman goes wide, Prentice with the tighter line, closer behind now with Munster having a squabble in the background with Crossman under pressure from Prentice coming down this straight. It's a drag race as some of the cars go a little bit wide with Prentice losing out to Tulloch and Munster and Sharp, but Prentice is still there with Crossman still in front of Prentice, unless he's just in the background as there's cars squabbling in the background as Crossman is under a lot more pressure now from Prentice. This is for the lead. It's coming around turn 7. Can be a tricky breaking point for some. As Crossman looks to have gone a little bit deep, with Prentice looking to go on the inside. Prentice may have the better drive out of this corner. It's a bit of a curve all over the back of Prentice as they go across the start finish straight. Coming down into turn 1. Good break, good overtaking opportunity, depending on the racing line. Get out of shape, it can be costly. As you come up and over the brows, there's a little bit of contact as we just have a look in the background as Sharp, as a little bit of Tulloch is going through Pospisil. It looks like Tulloch is going to be a race leader with other cars in the background. Maneuvers. As that has closed up a lot of the racing with Crossman. A couple of damaged cars. As we just have a look as they come around these turns 2, 3 and 4. Coming up to turn 2, Tulloch is just in front of Pospisil with cars closely followed behind as they jump into single file. There'll be a drag race coming down into turn 5. With Crossman currently out in front with Tulloch not too far behind. Pospisil is in third with Sloots, Prentice, Surf 19. As Brown has a look on Townsend on the back. Who's victorious? Daza just gets in front of his teammate with Sharp having a look or defending. I'm not too sure. He is defending off Barnett. Al Jabino not too far behind, who's having a scrap with Verkirk as well as they look to have a look on the inside. With Jabino all the back of Sharp now. But Brown goes a little bit wide. Sharp is under a lot more pressure from Barnett with Jabino, sorry, with Barnett closely followed behind as you got the two teammates having a little bit of a squabble out in front. The crossman crossing the line now as we look to see how they come out of the last corner as the drag race down into turn 10. So Daza just in front of his teammate Brown with Sharp not too far behind. Is anybody making a move? Burkirk is going a little bit squiggly with Trotman taking a place not too far behind is Sarah, but just up in front. It's getting a little bit feisty with this group of cars. Nice.
Pit window is opening.
As Crossman comes out of turn 4 to start is run along the long straight at the back. A couple of cars coming out to turn 4, foot flat. As you got the lowest wing, the one with the lowest wing will win. We'll just wait for the camera to change, just in the background. Nobody's making a move. It looks like Sharp is a little bit close. As one of the cars, I think as Brown, it's a little bit too much curb. Sloot currently just out in front. With the battle between these guys is on. Sharp defending off, Brown defending off Sharp, sorry, with Gibino all over the back. But Barnett is in the mix as well. This Trotman not too far behind. Daza defending off his teammate, who's defending off a hungry pack of M2s closely followed behind, with Sharp getting a little bit out of shape. Can Gibino put him under a lot of pressure coming down into turn 1? As they come around turn 1, up and over. Something costly with track limits. Crossman is currently out in front, Tulloch in second, Pospisil in third, Sloot is in fourth, Prentice is in fifth, Serpent in sixth, as Keller is in seventh, Daza is currently in eighth, Brown is in ninth as they come around now with Sharp under a lot of pressure from Gibino in 11th, Barnett's in 12th as they drag race up this long straight. So there's a bit of a breathing space between them lot. Gibino is closing on Daza, slowly closing on him. Can he be a little bit better on the brakes? Those are two teammates still in front with Sharp, putting Brown under pressure with Daza going wide. This could be very interesting with team championship and being teammates fighting for track position while holding off cars trying to come through as well. As Sarah Munster are in the pits, are pitted, and El Prentice too is currently in the pit. It's a very long pit straight, well, entry and exit. As Brown is on the better racing line as they come down into turn 1 across start finish straight and neck and neck. It looks like Brown is in front. Daza is under a lot more pressure from Sharp now. Sharp will have a look on the inside. He does look on the inside. Gives him space on the outside. Lovely scrap for Gabino defending off Barnett. Closely followed behind. This squabbling bunch of cars as they come around. Now turn 3. Out of turn 4. Drag race down. Turn to turn 5. The Surf 19 with Keller all over the back as well. So it looks like Gabino is making a move on Daza. Or that Barnett having a look on Gabino. But Gabino goes wide, Barnett takes a place. Does take a place with Trotman not too far behind. Gets a little bit closer with Brown currently out in front. A-Sharp splits the team up. So Daza now has got to try and catch Sharp with Barnett closely followed behind. The Trotman has decided now to join this group of cars. Can he make anything as well? And Gabino, it's a curb. Gives a little bit out of shape. Tella currently in second with your race leader Crossman out in front with Prentice under pressure now from Sloot as he goes a little bit out of shape, coming down into turns 2, 3 and 4, out to turns 4 on a long straight drag race down. Surf 19 and Keller are at it. It looks like Brown is defending off Sharp. Sharp currently in front. Taking a place off Brown with Daza. Closely followed behind Brown. Very, very close to Sharp now. Coming down the longest straight ever in the calendar of ACC driving here. What can he do? Who's going to be best on brakes or over the better racing line coming into turns 5? Brown makes himself big in the mirror. He stays behind with Barnett getting out a little bit out of shape from Daza.
We had halfway mark, still
the
a long way
drag
to
race
go.
going down there. Gedman currently in 14th, coming down the straight now with Verkerk in front of Sarah and Munster. Oh, Sarah just in front of Verkerk and in front of Munster. So these three have pitted. Jay Prentice currently in 4th, under pressure from Sloot, who comes into the pit instead. Pit entry is really, really tight, but the pit to get your pit box on out is very, very long. With Sharp putting Keller under pressure now, I think. Oh, no, sorry. Surf 19 is holding off Keller. Keller's a lot closer to him here. Can he have a good run into these next couple of corners? Have a better racing line and get even closer to Surf 19. Oh, he gets a little bit out of shape with Barnett. over the back of Daza now. Tulloch is currently a race leader, closely followed behind is Pospisil. So Crossman is currently 11th, but he is your pole sitter of the pit stops. With J. Prentice currently in second and Jabino in third. With Sarah down in fourth, fifth. Verkirk Munster. He must have had a lot of damage to be coming out now, because I thought he had been a bit further up. Just having a look. Sharp won't be long close in up to his teammate Keller. With Brown still putting him under pressure. So Pospisil was 1.4 last lap. I think he was 1.4, but he's a lot closer now this lap. Can he make anything of it in the next couple of corners and close that gap on Tulloch, and then be battle of the pit stops? Who's got a little bit of damage? 2 or 3 seconds. Is it going to come in and repair that as well, or just not waste 2 or 3 seconds, come out with the car they come in with? Who knows? But Brown for Sharp under a lot of pressure coming down into the sweeping right, hard left. Closely followed by his teammate under pressure from Barnett. Surf 18 is just in front of this group of cars. So Surf 18 is having a drag race with Keller. Sharp is under pressure from Brown. And Daza is having a scrap with Barnett. So, can Brown have a look up on the inside? Can he make it stick? He's not too far behind. Sticks it behind with Barnett gaining a place on Daza. Oh, he gives a little bit out of shape, the both of them do. So Daza loses out to Trotman. He's a little bit too far back. Surf 19 still in front. J. Prentice Sleuth's making a pits. They continue their battle. Daza, Cat Barnett. Surf 19 and Keller get a little bit out of shape, but it looks like they both will come into the pits. So it's a battle of the pit stop between these guys. I think whoever comes out in front will be hard to overtake. So these two have been racing great. Keep it up. Apprentice under a little bit more pressure from slowed, fresher tyres. As Crossman is coming around turns 9 now, before he comes around turns 10, the final corner. Start lap 10. With Tulloch currently in the pit. Pospisil and Surf 19, the Crossman coming across the line and will continue to lead the race. Oh, Pospisil. Wait a minute. So Pospisil is currently in front, and Tulloch in second. So the pit stop, these guys have come in and come out in front of the pole sitter, Crossman, race leader at the time of coming into the pits, was lost out to Pospisil and Tulloch. So Crossman is currently in third. The Prentice under pressure from Sloot. As they have a drag race down into turn 5. So that's a massive gain from Pospisil and Tulloch in the pit stop. Don't know what they did, but Crossman's lost out by 4.5 seconds. Prentice under more pressure from Sloot, as I think they both just kept it inside the racing line. I think you can go a little bit wider, but they're on that part of the track before track limits, but everything else can be very unforgiving. For Prentice, with Sloot in a little bit of shape, Prentice has a little bit of a gap with Surf 19 under pressure from Keller. I think Keller went a little bit wide, and there's a little bit of gap between them now. With Jabino just in front of Sarah, Verkirk in 15th, Gedman, and Munster, your championship leader, is currently in 17th. Looks like El Prentice is retiring with A Sharp coming out of the pits. Currently in first. But where's Pospisil? He is currently your race leader. Followed closely by Tulloch in second. Can Tulloch have a good run out of these last couple of corners before you come onto the long straight? Foot flat all the way as he tries to break the slipstream. I think he will stay in front unless Tulloch can be really late on the brakes and stick it behind him. Getting a little bit closer. As Pospisil goes a little bit out of shape, but Tulloch closely followed behind. A tricky corner. Swing it out to turn 7, round 8. Tulloch is all over the back of your race leader, Pospisil, as they come around turns 9. The final corner, turns 10. Tulloch may have the better run out of this corner with a line. Pospisil going a little bit wider than Tulloch, but Tulloch having the better racing line coming down into turn 1. Pospisil may dirt on his tyres, brakes, keeps it on track. As they both are not leaving each other out of each other's sights with just over 4 minutes to go. Different racing lines coming into that corner. These two have been at it. Oh, as Pospisil goes very out of shape. As Tulloch will have a better run down now into turn 5. Drag race it is. Tulloch will have the racing line coming down into this corner, but can Pospisil defend it off on the inside as they are neck and neck. Pospisil is on the inside. What can Talak do? Sticks it on the outside. Talak on the outside. Pospisil has the advantage of the inside line coming around this corner. Big sweeping right-hander coming down into what can be a bit of a tricky braking area to racing. As he stays in front with Jack Prentice under pressure from Sloots around the last couple of corners. As Pospisil is still holding off Talak. Prentice under pressure of Sloots and Sharp. So cars coming across the line, very spread out. Talak is still over the back of Pospisil around these last couple of corners before they come onto that long straight. Can Talak be a lot closer? Keeps on the black stuff this time. Swings it around. Prentice defend off the two hungry M2s, closely followed behind. Sloot is all over the back. Little bit OG comes. Prentice stays where he is. Sloot looks to go down into turn 5 with the racing line on the outside. Goes a little bit wide. Does he keep it on track? Yeah, he goes a little bit wide. Prentice keeps a tighter line. The Sharp closely followed behind. That is good scrapping. Pospisil with a little bit of breathing space over Talak, only half a second, just under half a second, but scrap is with these guys at the moment. Keller defending off Brown. Sloot is defending off Sharp with Pospisil starting the final lap. Sloot under pressure now from Sharp coming down into turn 1. As they stay in the same positions. But the run out the year, Sharp is a lot closer. Gaining on him. He lifted. Looks to go on the outside. Sloot closes the door. Gives a little bit up to shape. Sharp pounce on that. Sharp is trying his hardest to get past. Over the curb. As Pospisil comes down into turn 5 under pressure from Talak. As they have not left each other alone. Absolutely awesome racing between these guys and everybody else out on track. The Pospisil defends now. Coming around turn 7. 3 more corners. Who can keep their nerve? as they come around the next couple of corners before they have the drag race down into the start finish straight. As Tulloch maybe had a look, but doesn't. So Pospisil comes across the line with Tulloch in second and Crossman not too far behind. Prentice will come across the line in fourth. So as we jump on board, as a couple of them get out to shape. Kayla holds off Daza, with Jabino holding off Barnett and Sarah. Dropman coming across the line. With who else is out on track? Verkerk is still out on track. Gedman coming across the last couple of corners. So Pospisil, your race leader, your race winner, sorry, for the race 1. So there will be a race 2 with Pospisil finishing race 1 in first, Tulloch in second, Crossman in third, Jack Prentice in fourth, Sharp in fifth, Serpentine sixth, Keller seventh, Brown eighth, Jabino ninth, Daza 10th, Barnett 11th, Sarah 12th, Trotman 13th, Sloot 14th, Verkerk 15th, Gedman 16th, Munster 17th, El Prentice 18th. So that was the finishing standings of race 1. There will be race 2 starting shortly. If you're joining now or whatever you are, the results from qualifying with Crossman was your pole sitter, with Munster closely followed behind in second, with El Prentice in third, Sharp in fourth, Tulloch fifth, Pospisil in sixth, Prentice seventh, Sloots in eighth, Keller 9th, Sarah 10th, Brown 11th, Serpentine 12th, Jabino 13th, 14th was Townsend, 15th Barnett, Trotman 16th, 17th was Gedman, and 18th was Verkerk. So the qualifying, as you see here, will be the start, the positions for race 2. So wherever you qualify will be race 1 and race 2 start in grid. So Pospisil and Tulloch gained massively in the pit stops. They were currently in like 3rd, 4th, 5th maybe, and coming into the pit. And coming out, well, God, comfortably, they must have gained about 8 to 10 seconds in a pit stop, both of them. Not too sure, but they gained some time. Unless they come in splashing, dashing straight out. I don't know. Who knows? Well, it was a good pit stop between them two. Gained massive points in the championship as well. As we just wait for the next screen now for it to count down so we can commence race 2. If it's anything like race 1, it was very, very eventful and it was fun to watch. So as we just wait for the countdown for race 2, I'm just about to go to the toilet. So we've got 3 minutes. Hi guys. Right. As it stands now, Crossman will lead the way for the second time. Can he stay in front and not lose out to Pospisil and Tullock in a pit stop? They gained massively on that one, so who knows? Change of pit maybe, strategy, when to come in, stay out, as we just got under a minute left. So with a Paul Ricard, it's round 6, BMW M2 European Sprint Cup, race 2. It's a very, very eventful race, very good to watch.
30 seconds.
So, as we count down now to start race 2.
20 seconds.
Everybody gripping onto the steering wheel, getting comfy.
10 seconds.
Excitement kicking in. As we're about to start the short formation lap coming around 2 corners. There comes Crossman leading the way. Munster, can he have a better race in this one? As we're about to start race 2, round 6, Paul Ricard, BMW M2.
Green light, go, go, go.
And we're off. Crossman is defending more on this start than he did on race 1, with Prentice looking in the inside. He takes it, makes his stick. Don't know, can Crossman have the inside line with Munster closely followed behind, putting him under pressure. Coming down into this right-hander. Careful track limits on these corners. It can be costly in the race. Apprentice is in front. As you can see, the cars coming around these S's. Apprentice will start the drag race in front with Pospisil. Apprentice is going to be holding off Crossman. It was the other way around, but Crossman was in front, had a little bit of a breathing space, but Munster is under a lot of pressure, with Prentice under more pressure from Crossman as they drag race down with the sweeping right-hander. Turns 5, Crossman on the outside, Prentice defends on the inside. Can Crossman have a better racing line into this corner with Prentice nudging a little bit of the curve, and Munster still currently in 3rd spot. Sharp is closely followed behind in 4th with Tullock under pressure from Prentice. So just out in front as Prentice goes a little bit over the curves, a little bit out of shape. That opens the door for Crossman on the inside. Makes his stick, but Prentice defend on the inside again. So they win and gain. Munster under pressure from Sharp behind, but this is a drag race down into turn 1. SU, who can be the best on brakes and at the braking point. Spot on coming into turns 1 now with Prentice looking to look on the inside. Munster is closely followed behind, making himself look big as well. Crossman sticks it and stays in front, with Munster going to be under pressure from Sharp coming down into this corner. Looks, nothing happens, just having a look in the background now. Any closer cars as you have Daza defending off Sarah. Sarah gets a little bit closer as they come around these sweeping couple of corners before foot flat till the end of turn 5. There's a bit of a space between each other, but out in front you have Crossman, Prentice in second, with Munster currently in third, Sharp in fourth, Prentice in fifth, Tulloch in fifth, sorry, Prentice in sixth, Sloot, Brown in seventh, Sloot in eighth, Kellen ninth, 17 10th, Daz 11, Sarah 12, Warner 13, Jabino 14, Gedman 15, Trotman 16, Burkirk 17, Pospisil 18th. There's a bit of action going on in the background with Daz and Surf 19 getting close together. Can Daz have a look up on the inside as we've got a four-way closely behind. This could be interesting coming down into turns 1. Whoop, some of the cars got a little bit squiggly with Crossman having a 1 second lead over Munster now, who's gained a place with El Prentice and May have gone out. Not too sure what's going on but there. So Munster is in second, followed by Sharp with Tulloch, who come home in second, is currently in fourth. Just having a look in the background now. Surf 19 is going to put Daza under pressure. No. So as they come sweeping couple of corners, we'll try the better racing line out of this corner and put the other car in front under pressure. The closest car at the moment, it looks like Sharp is gaining on Munster. Is there enough road before that turn 5? It is. He may have the lower wing. He might be running no wing. Munster defends the inside with Sharp is all over the back of him. With Tulloch, can he gain a place on the inside with these two squabbling? With Munster, the championship leader, defending. Sharp with Tulloch closely followed behind. Prentice breathing down the necks as well. So you could be the best on the brakes and the run out of this corner. Put the other car in front under pressure. He looks to go on the inside. Very Sharp. Can he make a stick? Can he? Leaves a little space for him. Goes a little bit wide. Munster keeps it on the inside. Brakes hard with Prentice in the background under pressure now from Brown. But it's going to be an interesting battle coming up. This long straight. Sharp all over the back of Munster now. Bumper to bumper, bump drafting. Tulloch has got a slipstream of the two of them. He'll have a lovely run coming down into this turn 5. He'll have double slipstream, especially side by side. Makes it wider, but Sharp is looking on the inside of Munster. A little bit of a door banging. I think Tulloch will capitalise on that with Prentice gaining a spot as well. I think Brown is in the background as well, has a little bit of a door bang with Munster as well. With Munster sticking it on the inside with Brown. Will have the outside line, but Munster tucked in the inside line, defending the final corner. Gives a little bit out of shape. Munster drag race down into turn 1. He comes into the pit. The Crossman currently race leader. Sharp in second, Tulloch in third, Prentice in fourth. Brown in 5th, such a top 5, not too far behind the Sloots. So your race leader is out in front. As we look down the order telemetry with Sarah under pressure from Surf 19, with Barnett joining in with a scrap as well. So you can be the best on the brakes and have a good racing line into this corner. As Sarah may have held back a bit, knowing he weren't going to make it, but as a scrap with Barnett around these next couple of corners. The Sloot under a lot more pressure from Keller. Will Keller be better on the brakes? Can he gain and get a little bit closer? Can he make the pass stick? We've got 20 minutes left. He's sticking it behind with Surf 19 and Sarah. No. Sorry, Barnett and Sarah. Having a drag race down there with Barnett. Looks like he may have gained a place in that scrap with Sarah. With Sarah looking on the inside, gets a little bit out of shape on the curbs. Does he stick behind? Yes, he does. Sloot and Keller still scrapping it out. To Sharp under pressure from Tulloch. Sorry, just looking at telemetry. The Crossman starting lap 5. Your race leader. Sharp and Tulloch are having a nice little scrap. Can Tulloch get a little bit closer in the braking? Be very demanding drag limits on you. Woo! Just having a look in the background. There's a couple of cars coming into the pit, but A-Sharp still has to hold off Tulloch in third. The Crossman currently a race leader and your pole sitter. Currently the fastest guy out on track. Setting up a fastest lap. A-Sharp may just have a little bit of a breathing space coming down into turn 5. Kelly Sloot, the Serpentine and Barnett having a bit of a breathing space, but Jack Prentice is your leader out of the pit stops as it stands, with Tulloch not letting Sharp out of his sights. With Keller holding off Sloots, but Sloots is getting a lot closer onto the inside. No, it doesn't make a stick. Can he make anything of this into this corner? He doesn't, but Sharp is still holding off Tulloch. We're coming around the last couple of corners now. Will Tulloch brake late? I don't think he's close enough. Surf 19 under pressure from Barnett. Barnett has a look on the inside. Keeps it behind. Surf 18 goes off track. Barnett will come around the corner with Pospisil closely following behind. The Sharp and Tulloch are scrapping it out till the bitter end. Wonder who's going to be the best on the pit stop this time round. Tulloch and Pospisil last race gained massively. But who knows? The Pospisil joining in this group of battle now. Putting Barnett under pressure. Barnett just goes a little bit right for there now. Surf 19 makes a bigger wind tunnel for Pospisil. If those two go side by side. Close. Barnett looks on the inside of Surf 19, makes his stick. Yes, he does. Surf 19 looks like he's going to come back at him on the inside. Barnett gives him a little bit of space on the inside. Pospisil is there waiting to gain on anything mishap, like a little bit of banging scrap on. Pospisil, where is he? Still there with Barnett looking to go up on the inside of Surf 19. He closes the door. Pospisil will have a run down into the next couple of corners. May have a look down into turn 10, but maybe have a good run out to put him under pressure into turn 1. Can Barnett have a good run out with Surf 19 clipping the curb with Barnett coming into the pit. Surf 19 staying out and followed closely by Pospisil. Sharp has stayed out with Tulloch coming into the pit, but Crossman, your race leader, has a 4.3 second gap over Sharp. So Pospisil not too far behind. Surf 19, could he gain anything on his lap? Jack Prentice just in front of Sloot, could scrap last race. Brown down in 13th, teammate Daza in 14th. These two teammate battles have been good between the pair of them. The Surf 19 losing time to Pospisil, who's gained massively on him now. Pospisil's car in the straight line is pretty quick. The Surf 19 hold him off. I know they're all the same car, but it's like the drive out and the who got the lowest rear wing. Can he look on the inside of Surf 19 coming down into turn 5? Can he make it stick? Surf 19 will look to go back at him. Maybe tuck in, bit of a tighter line. Pospisil in a bit of the curb, getting about a little bit out of shape. With 12 minutes left to go. Surf 19 going a little bit wide. Pospisil will stay in front. Coming around the last couple of corners before they start lap 8. With Crossman coming across the line to start lap 8 now, with Barnett picking up a stop and go. No doubt that was from the pit stop. So Pospisil is still in front of Surf 19, who stays out as well. Chipino coming into the pit. Mr. Gateman also into the pit with Tulloch under pressure from Munster, as Tulloch is currently your pole sitter out of the pit stops. So Munster and Tulloch, the battle between these two, with Jack Prentice under a lot of pressure from Sloot, who are not too far behind. So Crossman is currently a race leader. What can he do when he comes into the pit? Has he changed his pit strategy because he's racing? He was leading a race in race 1. Pospisil and Tulloch come in and lost massively. I don't know what happened in the pits, but he did, and it was mad. So Munster is still behind Tulloch. Prentice and Sloot scrapping it out again in race 2, as they were in race 1. With Sarah and Kayla getting a little bit closer together after this lap. As we got 10 minutes to go. With Tulloch still currently in front of these two on a scrap. Just in the background, you've got another couple of cars coming around the corner before they start their drag race. The Tulloch and Munster seem to have a little bit of a gap over each other coming down into turn 5, but the Munster be late on the brakes and make anything of it. We stick it out to the moment with a trio of cars coming down into this fast right-hander, with Keller going a little bit wide, Sarah putting Dazzler under pressure. Can Sarah stick it up on the inside? Doesn't. Apprentice looks a little bit closer. So something just went on, but then now with Sarah getting a little bit of the shape, with Kayla having to brake hard. So Tulloch, as he crosses the line in second, with Munster in third. Crossman has come out of the pits in first. Oh, fair play. He was in first, coming into the pit in first in race 1 and lost massively, which is gutting. And he's capitalised on his last race and come out in front. Good. So Munster is all over the back of Tulloch. A lot closer coming down this drag race into turns 5. Who's going to be the best on the brakes? Just in the background, you still got a trio of cars still bunched up. With Surf 18, can he join in as well, with Jabino not too far behind? As we just look to see what Tulloch and Munster are up to. Munster makes himself big. Can he look on the inside maybe again, and doesn't. Tulloch stays in front. With these three getting a lot closer now, we're Sarah looking to go on the inside of Daza. Michaela not too far behind. With the race leader coming across the line very, very shortly to start lap 11, with Tulloch holding off Munster as they start the lap 11. Coming down into turn 1. Can be a tricky corner. You come around there a little bit too quick, track limits. As Kayla looks on the outside of turn 1, Sarah will have the inside line. Kayla will have the better line out of this corner for a door banging. The race continues. Nothing like a little bit of door banging. As long as you don't retire the car and you can continue racing. A Sharp is in second place. He's done well in his pit stop as well, with Tulloch in third now, Munster in fourth. With Munster a little bit too far to make a move. G Prentice with a little bit of a breathing spit over Sloot at the moment. With other cars out on track, Gedman and Verkerk, Bandit and Trotman. All the cars are still going out on track and have made their pit stop. So Tulloch now, coming around, turn 8. Last two corners, 9 and 10. Can he keep Munster at bay? Munster is closer to him now. Might not be enough. Might not be enough road for Munster to make a move. He stays in front with the other cars, with a bit of a breathing space over each other. So your race leader, Daniel Crossman, is out in front, with Sharp hunting him down, closely followed by Tulloch and Munster. This could be very interesting with 4 minutes to go. So they're doing 2 minutes 10 a lap, so they've come around. There's another 2 laps. So we will have another 2 laps, it looks like, anyway. As Crossman is still in front of Sharp with just a 1.2 second lead. In front with Tulloch and Munster closely followed behind. The Sloot has taken Prentice, I believe, because Prentice was in front of this battle of cars with Brown hunting down Prentice. Brown goes a little bit wide and out of shape. It does a little bit of a breathing space over these two battling out. Sarah looking to go on the inside. As I look on the inside, can Keller come back at him into this corner? It looks like Sarah has gained that place off him with Tulloch. A bit of breathing space over Munster coming down into turn 1 with Sloot under a lot more pressure from Prentice, who's under a lot of pressure from Brown. With a Bartley with Keller on a bit of a scrap with Sarah. Serpentine not too far behind. Sarah looks to go on the inside of Keller, not too far behind. That's your top four, going around these couple of corners with Crossman coming around coming around the S's. These three. So these three are going to be fighting for the podium. Second and third. Sharp currently in second, Metallic in third, Munster in fourth. Anything can happen with Prentice losing out to Brown, with Brown going to be under pressure from Prentice now. Really make it stick, look to go on the inside. Is there enough road? He's looking. He does go on the inside, gains a place on Brown. But can he stay in front? As Brown looks to go back at him on the inside, doesn't have the fucking Prentice. Keep his nerve around his last couple of corners. Would you jump on board with your race leader as he comes across the line to start his final lap?
Leaders on final lap now.
They Sharp closely followed behind, and Tulloch and Munster will jump on board with the race leader. Sharp in second with Tulloch and Munster scrapping it out. J. Prentice under pressure from Brown. Down into turn one, can he come back at him? Doesn't. Crossman still out in front with Tulloch under pressure from Munster. Still on his final lap. Can Brown get him down into the break-in? I think he's staying in front. No, Munster a lot closer. Was a lot closer. He lost a little bit of time to Tulloch. Coming around a couple of corners with Sarah still holding off Kayla. Goes the hard on the brakes. He gets right behind him. The Crossman, couple of corners to go. Will be a race winner. With Sharp in second. Tulloch still holding off Munster in third. That's your podium as it stands at the moment. Still got a couple of corners left. Just in the background, Prentice is going to be under pressure from Brown. But Tulloch still holding off the championship leader. Keeps it on track. The final couple of corners to go. J. Prentice going wide. Brown gains a place on that. The Crossman, a couple of corners to go. With these two still going at it. And just in the background, you have Sloots and a couple of the cars getting bunched up as Daniel Crossman comes across the line as your race leader, with Adam Sharp in second and Andrew Tulloch in third. Munster is in fourth with Sloot having to fend off Surf 19 now. Coming around the last couple of corners. The Surf 19 won't make anything of it. He doesn't. As the cars come flying across as the cars come across the line now. Gedman coming across the line. Verkerk, last couple of corners. And Trotman. And Barnett. So Crossman is your race winner. So as it stands in race 2, Daniel Crossman is your race winner with Adam Sharp in second, Andrew Tulloch in third, Munster in fourth, Brown in fifth, Prentice, Jack Prentice sixth, Pospisil in seventh, Azza eighth, Sarah ninth, Keller in 10th, Serpentine 11th, Sloot in 12th, Jabino 13th, Mr. Gedman 14th, Burkirk 15th, Barnett 16th, Trotman 17th. Somebody did leave, I didn't catch who it was, but that was race 2, the standings. Go back through race 1. Go back through race 1, your top 3 was Pospisil, Tulloch and Crossman. Race 2, your top 3 was Crossman, Sharp and Tulloch. With Tulloch having a podium in both races. So, that's a good achievement for him and a good race for him tonight. With absolutely outstanding racing all around the park. So, that is round 6 of FRL BMW M2 European Split Cup Championship at Paul Ricard. Come and join us next week, the final at Monza, which no doubt will be very, very entertaining as well. Try and look us up on Instagram and Discord, FRL Formula Racing League. And come and join us. Get on track. But good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are around the world. I'll see you next week at Monza.